He was wealthy, powerful, a man who made rules and never broke them. One rule? Never fall in love with a poor girl. But what happens when love doesn't follow the rules? This is a Nigerian love story that proves true love can't be bought, and pride can be humbled. Get ready for a heart-touching journey of class, secrets, heartbreak, and the kind of love that changes everything. From a young age, Jidenna set rules for himself. Rule number 1. Never marry a poor girl. Rule number 2. If she didn't come from a respectable family, she had no place in his life. Rule number 3. Emotions are dangerous. Love is a trap. He watched his uncle, a successful businessman, marry a village girl who ended up draining his money, abusing his trust, and leaving him for a younger man. The family never recovered from the shame. Since then, Jidenna decided he would never fall into that same trap. Now at 30, Jidenna had become everything he once dreamed of. A successful architect, CEO of Ease Designs Limited, and one of the youngest to feature on Forbes' Africa's Young Millionaires. He drove a 2023 Range Rover, lived in Lekki Phase 1, and his suits were always tailored in Milan or London. Women followed him like perfume, beautiful, educated, sophisticated women from rich backgrounds. But none of them lasted. They either wanted money, fame, or to be paraded like trophies. Jidenna didn't mind. It was better than being used by someone who needed him to survive. At least, that's what he believed. Until he met her. It was a humid Thursday afternoon in July when his car broke down on the mainland, just along the Ojalegba Bridge. "Sir, I think the fuel pump done go," his driver, Ibuka, said, wiping his forehead. "Perfect," Jidenna muttered, already irritated. He had just left a stressful client meeting in Ikeja and was eager to return to the island. His phone battery was almost dead, and the sun was punishing. Annoyed and dehydrated, he spotted a small kiosk under a mango tree. It sold pure water, snacks, and probably little else. He walked toward it. That was the first time he saw her. She wore a plain Ankara gown, and her braids were tied up in a lazy bun. Her face glistened with sweat, but her eyes were bright. She didn't wear makeup, just a wide, genuine smile. "Good afternoon, sir. Water or minerals?" He almost said nothing, but her smile was like a magnet. "Cold Coke." She passed him a bottle. 200 naira. He gave her 1,000 and told her to keep the change. She refused. "Sir, no be like that, oh. I get change." Jidenna raised his brows. "You don't want free money?" "I work, sir." "I know they beg." He stared at her. For the first time in a long while, a woman surprised him. "What's your name?" "Amaka." He nodded, took his change, and left without another word. But something in him stayed behind. 1 week later, he found himself in the same area. This time, it wasn't because of car trouble. He claimed he was scouting building sites on the mainland. Truthfully, he was hoping to see her again. And he did. Same kiosk. Same warm smile. "Big man Don come back," she teased. He smiled. "Was in the area. Thought I'd stop by." They talked more this time. About Lagos traffic. How her younger brother wanted to study engineering. How she was helping her widowed mother run the kiosk after NYSC while job hunting. "I studied economics at Unilag," she said, wiping a plastic chair for him. But getting work no easy. He watched her as she served an old woman a loaf of bread and peak milk with kindness and patience. Amaka was poor, at least by his standards. But she was rich in something the girls in Lekki never had. Heart. He started coming more often. Sometimes, he'd bring her books. Sometimes, snacks from the island. Once, he brought her a portable rechargeable fan, and she almost cried. "You no go understand wedding you do for me," she said, placing her palm on her chest. He laughed. "It's just a fan, Amaka." "No, it's kindness." Soon, they began meeting outside the kiosk. Quiet evenings at the National Theater, strolls in Freedom Park, late-night phone calls. And against all his rules, Jidenna found himself smiling more, laughing more, feeling more. He never told her who he really was. She only knew him as Jide, a nice architect who lived on the island. He feared if she knew the full truth, the wealth, the fame, she would change. Or worse, disappear. But Amaka didn't ask for much. Just his time, his attention, his mind. And slowly, something dangerous happened. He began to imagine a future with her. 3 months passed. Jidenna and Amaka became inseparable. Not publicly. He still wasn't ready for that. But in their own little world, they were everything. He found peace in her voice, warmth in her texts, purpose in her prayers. She didn't know about the mansion in Lekki, the millions in his account, or the private beach house in Banana Island. Jidenna always met her in plain t-shirts and jeans, drove an old Toyota Corolla he borrowed from his cousin, and introduced himself simply as Jide. It felt pure, but secrets don't stay buried forever. That Saturday, it rained heavily in Lagos. Jidenna canceled a meeting with his foreign investors just to see her. He showed up at the kiosk, dripping wet, holding a polythene bag with food from the place. She opened the curtain and laughed. "See as you be like Ratway dim pour water." He smiled. "I brought jollof and chicken. You better not insult your chef." She made space for him to enter the tiny shade. They ate together on a small bench, and for the first time, he felt truly seen, without title, without pressure. "Jide," she said quietly, "you never talk much about your family." He paused. "They live far," he said. "My dad's late. My mom, she's strict. Doesn't like when I do things that don't benefit the family name." She sounds intense. She is. Amaka leaned her head on his shoulder. "I'd love to meet her one day." Jidenna's heart skipped. That one day might never come. He was falling. Deep. And fast. But reality was waiting at the corner, ready to drag them back. The mistake happened on Instagram. One of his friends, Kobe, posted a throwback photo. Him and Jidenna at a beach house launch in Ikoyi. He tagged everyone, forgetting that Jide the architect had another life now. Within hours, Amaka saw it. She had just finished evening prayers when she opened her phone. Her data was on, and a friend from her NYSC group had sent the post. "Isn't this your Jide?" The message said, followed by a shocked emoji. She stared at the screen. There was Jide, standing next to luxury cars, wearing a Rolex, surrounded by celebrities and politicians, and tagged as a Jidenna_Ease, CEO, Ease Designs Ltd. She clicked the profile. Verified. Thousands of followers. Pictures in Dubai, London, Abuja. Architecture awards. Million Naira donations. Her stomach dropped. The man who sat with her in the rain, ate puff-puff with her by the roadside. The man she thought she knew had been lying. She didn't cry immediately. She just sat in silence. When he called later that night, she didn't pick up. Jidenna arrived the next morning before sunrise. He knocked gently on the kiosk wall. She stepped out, eyes red, wearing the same blue wrapper she often used to chase mosquitoes in the night. "You lied to me," she said. "I was scared." "Of what?" "That if you knew who I was, you'd stop being real. You'd start seeing my money and not me." Tears filled her eyes. "So you decided I wasn't worthy of the truth?" "No, Amaka. I wanted this, us, to grow without pressure. But it's all pressure now. I didn't mean to hurt you." She crossed her arms. "Do you even see a future with me, Jidenna? Or are you just enjoying a temporary thrill?" His voice broke. "I see my whole future with you." She didn't believe him. Not yet. Because while love had started to grow, doubt had now taken root too. The fallout didn't take long to reach his mother. Lady Ifeoma was not one to stay quiet when her son's reputation was at stake. "Are you out of your mind, Jidenna?" she hissed over the phone. "You want to disgrace this family by marrying a kiosk girl from the mainland? She has a name. Her name is Amaka. Don't raise your voice at me. I'm not ashamed of her. You will be, when society turns their back on you." Board members are already whispering. Clients are asking questions. "I'll deal with it." "No. You'll end this madness." He hung up. Later that night, Amaka received a visit from an unfamiliar car. A well-dressed woman stepped out, Lady Ifeoma. Amaka greeted her warmly, offering her a seat inside the kiosk. The older woman looked around with clear disapproval. "So this is where my son spends his time?" Amaka didn't respond. "Let me be clear," the woman said. "You're not the kind of woman we welcome into the East family. You're from the dust. From struggle. I will not allow this relationship to continue." Amaka met her gaze. Calm. Steady. "With all due respect, Ma, I didn't beg your son to love me. And I didn't chase him. He came to me." "You think that gives you power?" "No. But it gives me peace." Lady Ifeoma left in silence. Jidenna didn't sleep for 2 nights. Every memory of Amaka, her laugh, the way she fixed her head tie in the mirror, how she loved reading African poetry, clung to his brain like wet clothes. He called. She didn't pick. He texted. No reply. Finally, on a cloudy Thursday evening, he drove to her place. No disguise. No driver. Just himself. Amaka was sitting outside, shelling groundnuts with her little brother, Abube. The boy smiled when he saw Jidenna. Big bro, welcome. Amaka looked up. Her face was tired, guarded. Can we talk? He asked. She nodded. They walked to the back of the compound, under a mango tree. I didn't come here to beg, he said. I came here because I can't breathe without you anymore. She sighed. You made me feel like I wasn't enough. Like you were ashamed of me. I was ashamed of myself, he confessed. I created rules to protect myself from fake love, but I didn't know real love would come wrapped in simplicity. Tears welled in her eyes. My whole life, I thought I had to earn love. Be useful. Be needed. I didn't know someone could want me for just me. Jidenna dropped to his knees. I'm not here with diamonds. I'm here with truth. I love you, Amaka, and I want you as my wife. She gasped. What? I don't care about status. I don't care about what my mom or society thinks. I choose you. Even if I lose everything, I won't lose you. The silence between them vibrated like thunder before rainfall. Then she pulled him into a hug. Tight. Real. I love you too, Jide, she whispered. But I need time. He nodded. I'll wait. For however long it takes. 2 months later, the wedding invitation cards shocked half of Lagos. You are invited to the traditional and white wedding of Jidenna Obinai's and Amaka Chidinma Okaro. Venue. Amaka's family compound, Enugu State. Date. December 15th, 16th. Dress code, coral and white. The gossip columns exploded. Billionaire marries poor girl from mainland. Love or madness? Lagos socialites react to Jidenna Isa's bride choice. But Jidenna didn't care. He was busy smiling, dancing with village aunties, eating jollof with uncles under a canopy, and spraying naira notes on a woman who once sold him cold coke for 200 Nigerian nairas. Lady Ifeoma came late to the traditional wedding. But when she saw how respectfully Amaka greeted elders, how lovingly she cared for her younger siblings, and how deeply her son's eyes held hers, she wept. I fought this, she whispered to Amaka. But now I see what my son saw. Welcome to the family. The white wedding was held at a small garden in Lagos. No fancy hotels. No celebrity MCs. Just 200 guests. Close friends. Soft music. Vows that shook hearts. When the officiant asked Jidenna why he chose her, his voice cracked. I once believed love came with a price tag, he said. But she showed me that true love is priceless. The crowd clapped. Amaka wiped her eyes. They kissed. It rained gently as they danced into their new beginning. 3 years passed. Amaka started a nonprofit called Bridges of Hope, a platform that gave microloans and skills to young women in underprivileged communities. With Jidenna's support, they built libraries, kiosks, and trained over 1,000 women. Jidenna designed a multi-million naira architectural masterpiece in Enugu, named the Amaka Towers. But their best creation? A daughter. Little Chisholm. She had her mother's smile, and her father's stubborn heart. One night, as they lay watching her sleep, Amaka whispered, Remember when you said you'd never marry a poor girl? Jidenna smiled, and God laughed. They both chuckled and held hands, proof that love, when real, will always break every rule. Moral lessons of this story. True love sees beyond class, status, and background. In a world where many chase wealth and appearances, this story reminds us that the heart matters more than a bank account. Jidenna learned that real love doesn't come in designer clothes. It comes in loyalty, kindness, humility, and truth. Love chooses courage over pride. And when you let love in, it can break your rules and build something even better. Thank you for watching this inspiring Nigerian love story. If you believe that true love still exists, drop a red heart in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more heart-touching stories like this. And remember, sometimes the love you swore you'd never accept is the only love your soul was waiting for. See you in the next video.